Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WildWeiler Weekly Wrap. As always, I am WildWeiler. I'm sorry for not making a vlog last week. I went all the way through Monday thinking, there's something I'm forgetting, and that thing I was forgetting was to do a vlog. So, it's too late to, do one now for last week, so we'll just do one this week. You didn't miss much. I was basically sick and slept all week. This week, however, I went to Portland. You know, the dream of the 90s is alive in Portland. That Portland. Portland, Oregon, if you will. The city your parents are afraid of because they heard that teens are vegan there. So I braved the hordes of vegan teens and I had a good time. Portland is nice and big and it's fun. It's different than my normal places. The big thing for the trip is I went to the Oregon Zoo, which as far as zoos go, it's a good zoo. Number one, there were no sad animals. Growing up, the closest zoo in a conventional sense is the place where they send retired casino tigers from Vegas and they put them in small little cages and it's just sad. Really sad. Old tigers sad. I am happy to report that the Oregon Zoo is not a sad place. All the animals there seem decently well enriched. There's a lot of activities in their enclosures. They have enclosures that have a variety of surfaces for them to be on, if that makes sense. It's not just concrete and hay. So it's good. All of the animals seemed relatively healthy, wandering around and doing things. That's the other thing. They were doing things. Unlike me, when I get too trapped in my enclosure, I pretty much just sit in front of these light rectangles for hours on end, trying to get the lights to make very specific patterns. Yeah, they weren't doing any of that. It was really, really, really nice. The Oregon Zoo is also the correct amount of zoo, which is to say it is not huge. It's not small, but it's not huge. It took us 3-4-ish hours to go through all of, and that's a good amount of zoo. That's the correct amount of zoo to do in one day. I couldn't imagine being at a zoo all day long, if only because I would get tired. So if I ever go to the San Diego Zoo, I'm definitely going to have to break it up into trips, do this area one day, do that area the next day, that kind of thing, because, the walking, it would hurt my little foot paws. All of this zoo talk, though, has got me wanting to play a zoo game, so the next game I stream, which I do have to consult my calendar, I was hoping to have a good idea of when I'd be streaming next today as I'm making this, but I don't. But we're going to either play Let's Make a Zoo or Zoo Tycoon. We're going to play a zoo game, okay? We're going to do a zoo game. Right now, we're looking Friday-ish probably for this zoological stream, but I'll try to maybe do it on the weekend during daytime hours too. Since it's not set, if you are the kind of person that's hey, I'd love to catch a live stream, put the time you'd come watch in the comments, and I'll let you know if that fits my calendar. I found a couple of new games lately, and they've got their claws into me. It's great. They're just in there, and I'm playing them a lot. They're called Intravenous and Intravenous 2. Both are on Steam. The first one's actually super sailed right now, I think. They're both super engaging, top-down action stealth games. The developer has listed a bunch of games that they take inspiration from, like Dishonored, and I think Hitman, and it solves what I like to call the Hitman problem, which is to say you're given all these guns and awesome killing abilities, but you're punished for using them. Yeah, this doesn't happen like that. You're only punished so much in, if you can't take the heat, don't go in with a shotgun, which is to say, yeah, going heads on is really hard and you're going to die over and over again, but it's an option. And it's an option that I exercise with a huge amount of regularity. Intravenous 1 has garbage, awful, terrible writing. I'm sorry if you're watching this creator, but it is. All the enemies are generic thugs, junkies, or degenerates, because doing heroin, I suppose, makes you a degenerate, which isn't true. People who have drug problems deserve our sympathy, and they deserve access to programs that help them kick those drug habits if they so choose to. And they probably shouldn't be called things like degenerate. And that's the level of the storytelling, so it's a little insensitive on that front. I will say the gameplay is nice and tight and good and everything you want in an action shooter, though. So you just kind of like click through all the cutscenes and you're fine. It's no big deal. The writing isn't great. The second game does not get better in this regard. Well, I guess it does get better in that it's less problematic, but it doesn't get better in the writing category because now instead of druggies and degenerates and whatnot, we have politicians with names like Dave and Theo, and they're into politics. It's a really simplistic sort of writing. Once again, the characters are all basically just cardboard cutouts, which is fine because you put a lot of holes in them. Like I said, the gameplay is really good. The shooting is tight. There's some AI that's inscrutable at times. Like the quick save. If you load it, who knows if the AI is going to do the same thing again. It makes weird decisions that are wild. And that's fine. It's great. I've played so much of these games. They have a really hard sticking power to the point where I'm going to rate Intravenous and Intravenous 2 and all of those things a solid 7 out of 10 on my scale. These are great games. These are games that I highly recommend. I didn't grab any footage of me playing it because when it's me time, I don't really think about recording, and then the Windows like last 30 seconds button wasn't working, and that's a thing that's going on my computer right now that has nothing to do with Intravenous. But check out the demo, because there is a demo for Intravenous 2, and it is where I started. It's how I got into it, and it's a pretty representative slice of both games. So there's that. Last note, just in case the developer is watching, in Intravenous 2, there is a really cool mechanic that thus far appears to only have been used once, which is before a mission, you get to decide if you're approaching at daytime or nighttime. I thought this was really cool. I thought this was really, really well executed. I will say it's obvious that that didn't continue further into the game because of the amount of work that probably goes into like making every level twice. But I just want to call it out. Like, it was cool, and I liked it, and it is the kind of thing I would like to see if you keep making games, because I don't know. It just, every time I try to do something in Intravenous, it just turns out well and it's fun. Also, crucially, and final note, it loads really fast. So you could just try stuff and die and then try it again. It's perfect. You should go play it. And seriously, the demo's free. So at least play that. Finally, I've been wanting to do a community event with everybody. Those of you who are interested in doing a community event, I've decided that I want to play a game. We're going to play a game together as a community, and I think that's going to be web fishing. You know, it's pretty big right now, and it's kind of nice and chill, and basically, like, I'll boot up a stream, we'll figure out how to get people invited, but I want to do a web fishing tournament, if you will. Now, this is going to happen either November 1st or 2nd. I kind of like the idea of doing an All Saints Day fishing tournament. If you're interested, leave a note in the comments. You obviously have to supply your own web fishing thing, but also say like which or both days you would be willing to do. What I'll probably end up doing for this event is spinning up a Discord, if you will, and then putting the link in the description of next week's weekly wrap. And then we'll just have the Discord for that event, and then the Discord will close and be deleted afterwards, because I don't want to manage a long-lived Discord at this point in my career, but I do think it's important for us to have a place to come and figure out. So, based off of comments this week of those that are interested, I will choose the date, and then I'll post a link to the Discord for it next week. But before I get too ahead of myself, let's do the original community building and see what you guys have been up to in the comments section. My last couple of weekly wraps have generated quite the comments. Both Bsky and Rotomist expressed that they wanted to see my goat sona, with Rotomist in particular saying, "I wish to know the goat sona." To which I say, sounds biblical. I'm in. On episode 4 of my Superliminal Let's Play, Bsky said, "I hope you had fun with the apples." Now, of course, this is reference to this. For the first time, I am absolutely stoked. So each clone gets smaller. Bye. No, I don't want it small. Ow! Perception is reality. Damn it! Damn Oh man, that was brilliant. That was so brilliant. Just remind yourself the mantra. And I have never felt stupider. That does it for this week. The last of my Superliminal Let's Plays went up on Saturday, so there's nothing going on right now except for I get to announce the next Let's Play, which will be Titanfall 2! Here is a little preview of the title card images made by our very own Bsky, who I am eternally grateful for. And yeah, that'll be coming up not this week, but next week because it is not edited yet. It's most of the way there, but I don't want to rush myself. But once they start coming out, they will come out every week. So please look forward to that. As always, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WildWeiler Weekly Wrap. As always, I am WildWeiler. It has been a week, and I'm sorry for not making a weekly wrap last week. Yeah, that sucked. Whoa, what is going on with my face? Let's fix that, shall we?